No new friends.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerged from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with the Atlanta Falcons. The veteran Matt Bryant set to rock and roll, and off we go from Jacksonville. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Green 80.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down, couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Move. Hey, 54, Ricky. Move. Hank.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. He's got the hook up to Lee. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Let's go.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That goes for a gain of 31. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Bortles. Forced out to his left. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Hey, spread left.
Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Open man is Westbrook, complete. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So forget the 3 and out. The penalty makes this 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Dancing to his left. Looking for Moncrief, and it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 11. The first carry for the tailback, Devontae Freeman. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Room past the 20. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Past the 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, 92 yards. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Well, from back where that one started, they were hoping probably for just a few yards on the ground there. Instead, they get 90-plus and into the end zone.
And as much credit as I have to give the guys on offense, I often think when I see a run of that magnitude that there has to have been a mistake made, maybe even multiple mistakes on defense, because you're expecting them to run the ball from that stage of the field. Instead, it turns into one of the longest runs that we're going to see in the NFL.
Well, Charles, this Jacksonville offense that we're about to see again here, last week against Houston put up just 7 points, dropped them to 3-4. They've now lost 3 in a row. But the big story out of Week 7 was that Blake Bortles got benched in the second half. They brought in Cody Kessler. And
they have not been getting, what is it that Jalen Ramsey termed it, playoff Blake? Because playoff Blake was pretty good last year. Didn't have a good game throwing the ball against Buffalo. Used his legs to win the ball game. Had a nice game against New England. Had another nice game against New England this year in the regular season. But 9 touchdown passes for him on the season, but 13 turnovers, 8 of them interceptions. That's been the big problem. He had 1 big touchdown pass to T.J. Yeldon. This quarterbacking situation, it's fluid. Cody Kessler may get a shot.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Always got some breathing room. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 33 and a first.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach, because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run.
372. 11B, 11B.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Eluding the pressure right. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Lee. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
So right.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. Steps away to his left. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. T.J. Yeldon, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd and 5.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Steps away. He goes underneath for Yeldon. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville, and a first down as well.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Lucy.
Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar.
Omaha. Move.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Green 80. Green 80.
On third and long, it's Bortles. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And Lambo will put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on second down. On second down, here's Ryan. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 59 yards. From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Calais Campbell in there to bury him for a loss of 11. On second down, Ryan. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Hey, let's go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
11. Here we go. Got it. 11.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Throw left side complete. That's Freeman. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down.
21.
They're going on fourth down. It's Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Well, we got a second here, Charles. Let's look back to some of those crazy finishes in Week 7 of the NFL last week. I mean, it seemed like every game had a wild finish.
It certainly did. Dallas, Washington, Brett Maher off the upright from 52 yards following a questionable penalty against his long snapper that moved the ball back 5 yards. How about Cleveland, Tampa Bay? Cleveland claws his way back in, and then Tampa Bay wins the ball game with Chandler Catanzaro kicking the big field goal from 59 yards in overtime. Remember, he missed a 40-yarder in regulation. Justin Tucker missed an extra point. That's the headlines in and of itself. His first miss in the NFL. And New Orleans gets away with a victory. And New England, Chicago. Chicago throws the Hail Mary at the end of the game. Kevin White, 54 yards. He needed 55.
Yeah.
Stopped at the 1 yard.
I don't think I've ever seen a Hail Mary come that close but not get in. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
11.
Shotgun now for Bortles. Being chased out left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things.
Lucy.
From the gun on third down, Bortles. Flush to his right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Hey,
line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Tuesday. Left.
After the interception, here's Ryan. He's going to rifle one deep left, and this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. In for the score. Here's Bryant for the extra point. And that'll set him back 5. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And now out come the Jags. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
Everyone's got four down. 372. 11B.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or two.
Now Bortles. They go with the screen. It's Yeldon. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Ricky. 11.
On first down, Bortles. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. 51 yards. And the Jaguars are back within a score. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
21.
They go play action here on first down. Looking deep for Julio. Oh, wide open, complete. That goes for a gain of 31.
I know that's their first connection in this game, but you and I both know that Julio Jones is without a doubt his quarterback's favorite target.
Oh, yeah, Matt Ryan loves this guy. And who wouldn't?
Yeah, and the reason that he's that is because of his dependability. And quarterbacks have to have that from their receivers, meaning they know where they're going to be when they're running certain routes. They don't break them on them. They don't change them up and do their own freelance stuff and put their quarterbacks in bad situations. Matt Ryan has ultimate trust in Julio Jones.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Fowler. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
Check 26, check 26. Sunday.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
From the gun, it's Bortles. Buying time to his left. This will be caught inside the 10. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
Hank.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Oh, that is a complete shank. It's no... Okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. Guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the third quarter. Let me spit this out. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? you adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Dante Fowler. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the shotgun, Ryan. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Dante Fowler in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. He'll take it at the 42. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, that wasn't just a loss. That was a loss of big yardage there. So the sense you're starting to get is that offensively things are starting to pile up against them. And they've got to find a way to stop that. Conversely, how about the great call by the defensive coordinator? He realized that he's got him on the run a little bit. That call was made to get upfield penetration by his defensive front to try and get into the gaps, get upfield into the backfield, and make a big play. I think that was actually called not so much just to, to get it done that way, but to say, hey, guess what? We're going to be aggressive, and we had an opportunity and seized it.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Lucy, Lucy. Shit. 45 to Mike. 372. Hank.
Throwing is Bortles. They'll roll him out right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Bortles in the offense remains put on the field. They're going to go for it on fourth. Now Doug Marrone, with a play clock almost out, says let's take a timeout. And that's going to leave him with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13.
Hank. Throw that. Lucy. Throw that. Move. Hey, 54, Ricky.
They'll go for it. It's Bortles. Escaping the pressure right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Vic Beasley able to get in there and drop him behind the line. So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. They begin the drive with Coleman. Room to run inside the 40, and finally taken down at the 30-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
I can't help but laugh, and the only reason is anytime the backup breaks a big one like that, he's going to be hard to deal with in Phil.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him for a loss of 5. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves him with 14 yards still to go on third down. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Flush to his right. Hard throw, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And Bryant's kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what
You
happened.
think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
It's all right. Move. Move. Lucy. Move. 372.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cole. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there at 22. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
To throw is Bortles. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, CD taking a peek at some of the injuries from around the league in Week 7. We did have a few. Quan Alexander on that Bucs defense went down with an injury. They'll be monitoring Sony Michel in New England. Now, remember, they already lost Jeremy Hill, Rex Burkhead out of that backfield, so a couple injuries to note.
Certainly, and Quan Alexander in the middle of the Tampa Bay defense, which was already struggling. They may not get him back the rest of the season. Sony Michel, they're hoping to get him back after a few weeks. Albert Wilson in Miami has made big plays all season long, has a hip injury. That could cost him some serious time, if not the season. LaShawn McCoy, Melvin Gordon, they're hoping to get them back in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, interesting that they won without Melvin Gordon last week. That was a big win.
21.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. A.J. Bouye, the fine cornerback, there to make the play defensively.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Gun!
On third down, Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And they work this well upfield across the 45. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Barry Church. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Lucy. Set. 380. That's all left. 11. Hank. 3 to set.
Bortles to throw on second down. Completes it to Lee. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throw left. Lucy. Throw left. 3 to set.
Now Bortles rolling to his left. And an alley to run. 10 yards there. Good enough for a Jags first down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
On second down, here's Bortles. Forced out to his left. And his throw is incomplete. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
They'll try to run for it with Yeldon. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he stopped immediately there. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play. Decent start defensively to this series. They've got to stop them here and get this ball back.
I like the way you phrase that, partner. Decent start, but now it's got to be more about the ball. It's all about the ball. Getting it away from them, because making good tackles is one thing, but the clock will run out on you. You've got to have the football back for your offense.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They go play action now. Ryan able to get away. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
Like the footwork back there, and I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at about the 14. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense. 1st down and 10. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And this offense last time turned it over. Went for it on 4th. Didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board. But we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series. And because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Hey. Lucy.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Flushed out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game. And there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside. Probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Bortles going to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
They'll look to run with Freeman. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players because him getting tackled.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. A critical error there in a tight game to the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Back to throw. Dancing to his left. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. A gain of 39 that time. Haven't heard much from him all night, but welcome to the party, making his presence felt in a big way.
They've kept him under wraps all night long, but boy, did he find a great time to bust out.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Green 80.
Back to throw. He goes underneath for Yeldon. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Lucy. Set. Green 80. Set.
They'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Lee. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. 20, 10, and he scores! No flags anywhere, and they return it to the house to win the game.
A return! Well, we know the crowd is absolutely stunned by what we just saw there. I'm stunned. I have to believe that you are as well. When they finally get their legs back under them, they'll head to the exits, and I think they'll probably be muttering a few choice words along the way, too. How did that happen?
I don't know. They certainly thought overtime was on the horizon, bracing for overtime. We were, too, and